Okay, so good afternoon, Madison.
Hi, Dr. Andrews.
To my 3210 students. How about let's just start off with your name and where you went to college and what degree you got.
Okay. Hi, thanks for coming and listening to this video, everybody. I'm Madison Lindley. I went to the University of Georgia and I got a bachelor's degree in fashion merchandising. And I loved every minute of it.
Yay! Okay, so you tell me, so wait, when did you graduate? What year? So you've been out?
2017, so I've about 3 years.
3 years,
now,
okay, cool.
In August.
So, what is your title, like your specific title? That always helps with students understand how to choose jobs, and then also the company you work for and where that's located.
Okay. I am a product development coordinator here in Atlanta at a company called Concept Sports. We are a wholesale sports licensed apparel company.
Awesome. Okay, so now, was this your first job out of industry? Have you had this the whole time?
Yes. So I have been fortunate enough to get my job, started it right out of college, and I've loved it and stayed there. I've also held a sales associate position at the bookstore on campus when I was in college. And then my internship was as a buying and showroom assistant up in New York at a company called Kinsey. So I've held a couple of positions, but this is my
so you have
only
had some different positions. So between sales associate, you were a showroom coordinator?
Yes.
Okay, and now into product development coordination. So
yes,
unconventional. Oh, I should have asked you. So so tell me about like some of the technical skills, maybe interpersonal skills, or just professional skills that you think are very helpful to making you successful in your current role.
Of course. I would say my best skill, or one of the skills I really call on the most, is my team working skill. Just being able to interact with other employees, customers. You're constantly using it every day, and across all of my jobs, it was crucial that I had that down. So while I know you probably hate your group projects in school right now, it's something that you are going to learn a massive amount, and it's really going to help you on the back end once you start your career.
Oh, fantastic.
And then just technical skills to really hold on to are Excel. That's every job. Mm-hmm. Everybody should know Excel now. It's a fairly easy program. And then for me, specifically in design, Illustrator and the Adobe suite is something that is very crucial. So while you're in school, really access your tools like Lynda. That's free. That's a great learning site. If you can't learn it in class, go out and learn it on your own.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So what has been something very unexpected that you've experienced in the fashion industry besides COVID? Because we'll get to COVID.
I would say probably just how vast it is. In school, you really hear about a kind of minute selection of jobs. There's merchandiser, there's product development, but you don't really know how vast and wide it is. My field is licensing, and I didn't really know anything about licensing. It wasn't necessarily something that I was taught in school. It was something I found after I graduated, and it's such a unique and interesting field that I was so lucky to just fall into. But definitely kind of explore and use, if you have a passion, explore that passion and see if the fashion industry can fulfill that for you, because there's a high probability that it will.
It is. We can't even cover everything that the industry does and needs, and it's always needing something new. So that's
exactly
awesome. I love it. Okay, so what has been a challenge that you've experienced, like in your career right now, that you think students could learn from, or maybe potentially avoid or handle better?
Definitely. So about a month into me starting my job, my position is me, a coworker that holds the exact same title as me, and then my boss, and that's just my whole team. About a month into working there, I was still learning, I was still training. My boss went on a 3-week honeymoon. So we were very excited for her, yay, marriage and love. But I was left with my coworker who was still training. She had been working for about a week. And then me, I was basically asked to run the ship. And at first it scared the crap out of me. I was terrified. I was like, I'm going to make a million mistakes. How could they leave me to do all of this? I can't ask any questions because I'm new and they're going to think I'm not good at my job. But once I took a step back and realized you can ask questions, that's the only way you're going to learn and get better. and they wouldn't have hired you or left you here if they didn't trust you. I really kind of got into the swing of things, and I really built a lot of confidence right at the front. So I'd say, trust yourself. You are smart. You're getting an education. You are problem solving is a skill that we learn in school. Trust yourself to do all of those things. And then on top of it, never be afraid to ask a question. There literally is no stupid question.
I love that, because it's amazing how easy problem solving can be when you ask questions, and it's usually you end up failing when you haven't asked any questions and you've just assumed, oh, this is what I need to do. So no, even as a manager, I loved when people asked me questions, even stupid questions. Trust me, there's no stupider question that I've come up with.
It proves that you're interested and engaged and you really want to be good at your job. When in hindsight, you think to yourself, oh, if I ask this question, they're going to think I'm not intelligent, or they're going to think I'm not trying. That's the exact opposite. If you're asking the question, that means you want to learn, you want to do better. So
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so let's get into COVID. Ooh. How has COVID, I mean, besides before I started this recording, you're doing this rotation going into work and then working from home, but how has COVID changed your specific job, and how do you think it'll impact the fashion industry or maybe you don't think it will at all? Maybe we will just go back to a normal, or do you see a new normal?
Definitely. For my job specifically, we are heavily reliant on sports happening. We make sports products. Without it, people aren't necessarily like, oh, I need to buy a new jersey, or oh, I need to buy a shirt to go wear to the game. So we have seen a lot of hesitation from our customers. As a wholesaler, we're selling to Walmarts, Fanatics, box stores, and small campus stores like Follett, which runs our campus store at UGA. We're seeing them get timid and kind of fall back on what they're buying, saying we don't know if we're going to have 50,000 people fill the UGA stadium and come through, so we can't necessarily buy the same way we did before. So we have seen our numbers change, but I do think there are three big things that our company is doing outside of just lowering the amount of people in the office and managing that side. But just from a business perspective, we have really shifted our dollars to buy. Like, companies are no longer doing as much pre-book. So ordering from a catalog, seeing, okay, we're going to bring in 100 units of this team. We'll order it in January. It'll ship to us in September. They're doing a lot of domestic orders. So they're doing a lot of quick turn, anything that you can buy smaller units on the domestic side and send out. Luckily, our company was organized that way already. So we had a pre-book. We also have domestic, but we're kind of shifting our orders that way.
Oh, that's really interesting. And that leads to a lot of potential changes globally with the industry. So keep going. Yeah.
Yes. And then from a development standpoint, we have really shifted the idea of what we're developing to fit where consumers are buying. So before, we did have a lot of brick and mortar customers. We did have online customers, but you're really seeing even the ones that are brick and mortar, they're changing their platforms to also include online. So when we design, we have to make sure, okay, this fabric is really soft, but are they going to be able to feel that online? How are we going to describe it in a way that the customer knows this is a buttery soft sweater knit that they're going to want to lounge in all day? Visually, you want to also make it interesting. If you have a page full of just solid t-shirts, your heathered t-shirt that has a crazy graphic or a cool pattern on the fabric is going to stand out a little bit more. Yeah. So from that perspective, you're really kind of designing for the web, as well as designing items that are universal and can be sold domestically as well as pre-book.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that adds to a lot more skills that are going to need to be done, as far as like maybe a merchant can write a lot better, more creatively, that a designer can think beyond just one single item and how it fits into a whole collection. So that is interesting, different skills. What's the third way you thought?
So our sales team, before we were going out visiting the customers, like I said, handing them the product, they would fall in love with it because it was super soft. We've really upped our online platform and the services that we use to give our customers the ability to shop our products, to buy them in their stores. So we aren't necessarily sending out as many sales reps to every single account. We have an online
Well, and
platform.
you almost can't right now, really.
It's just not safe for us or for the customers, and most of them aren't even in the office to see it. So we do a lot of online stuff. We are also, instead of getting full garments, getting fabric swatches to send out to our customers or for our sales reps to send so they can feel and touch and send back. So we've kind of revamped internally how we present all of our stuff to our team and our customers.
And I just love how the fashion industry is always, I don't know, I feel like we always just kind of like get it done. I mean, they say like, oh yes, teachers get it done. But I really do think like the fashion industry has creative ways of like working around anything and everything.
I agree. And I want to point out that I think a lot of the changes that we have made were always coming.
Yeah.
It has just been accelerated with COVID. I think there will always be a customer for brick and mortar. I don't think that's going to go away, but I do think a lot of what's happening is representative of the customer base that was already starting to evolve. Yeah. People are wanting to shop online. They're wanting more options. They're wanting to be able to shop online, but then go see it in stores. Yeah. So I don't necessarily think this is a scary thing. I definitely just think it's something we've had to adjust and change. And like you said, I think this industry more than any is very capable of doing that.
I love it. Okay, one quick thing. What's your favorite thing about working in the industry?
That it changes every single day. I do not go in and enter the same 2 numbers into the same 3 spreadsheets. I literally every single day is something new. I like puzzles. I like challenges. You're always going to have to learn how to solve. Some days it's stressful, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, it's exciting to get to create something every day and know that it's going to be new and fresh and exciting, and you're never bored.
Oh, I love it. Madison, you're amazing for doing this for me, for our students.
Of course.
We got it in pretty close to 10 minutes, so they should watch it. You should watch it.
Wonderful.
Till the end.
Everybody stay safe. Get excited. This is the best time of your life. It may not seem like it, but it's going to be great.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Let me stop this.